fam. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. So there's this song that I just played. Yeah, I'm obsessed with that song. Listen, if I listen to a new song and I love it, like I'm just gonna play it and play it. Yeah, but I want to understand it. Between me and now is so meant for each other. I love that song. I cannot sing to save my life, but I love that song so much. But having said that, real fam, for this week, every morning I've decided not to listen to radio, or actually when I get to my car, I've decided not to listen to radio or music. Instead, I just want to share what's on my mind rather. And I thought of it and I was like, why not share it with you? Why not record myself having a conversation and yeah, having a chit chat with you? And let me tell you that two incidents that happened today, this morning. Number one, I recorded the video on my way to work. This very same video that I'm recording now, I recorded it in the morning, in the early hours of the morning, not early hours actually, just after 8. I recorded it and I used my mic. So the sound was not coming out right. The sound was just irritating to the ears. So I was like, you're not going to post this. It's not going to work. So while editing, I just decided, no, scratch that. We're not going to use that. And then around lunchtime, guess what? I went to my car and recorded this very same video. Mhm. I recorded it. I recorded about 17 minutes of this video. And guess what? When I was deleting some of the clips, because every now and again you'll be recording and be like, let me re-record. So I ended up deleting the video that was not supposed to be deleted. I ended up deleting the official video that I've created for this conversation. And I would have just decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to be recording anymore. Clearly, something is not right about this day or me recording this video. So let me not record it anymore. But I was like, no. If two incidences happen and all of them, they stop me from recording that video, it means that this video needs to go out. It means that I need to say what's on my mind today, and someone needs to hear this video. I'm now recording it in the comfort of my own home. It's a bit late at the moment, but the whole point is that this message is going to reach someone that needs it the most. This is not a motivational video, real fam. This is not a video to tell you what to do, how to do it. This is a video to help you awaken something in you. It's just a reminder to say, hey, you might be going through something bad, but remember that there is so much greatness within you. There's a piece that I picked up from a newsletter article that I read yesterday from Robin Sharma. And I picked up this piece specifically because it was not only speaking to me, but I felt like, this actually could be a message to someone else. Yes, I'm taking it for me, but someone might need it as well. So here goes. Everything that is happening, it's unfolding not to fill your life with difficulties, but to strengthen and upgrade you so that you know the true victory. So, whatever difficulties that are happening in your life, they're not there to bring you down, they are not there to break you, but they are there to awaken something in you. If you think, real fam, what you're going through now is bad, wait until you realize what more God has in store for you. God has so much greatness in store for you, but He's not even saying that that's going to be easy. Along the way, there'll be hiccups. So understand that whatever that is happening to you right now, God is helping you or trying to show you something. You just need to listen. You just need to ask yourself, but God, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to say to me? And it further says, nothing is a waste. Every event can serve. All is good, even if it looks bad. Oh, I love that part. All is good, even though it looks bad. What does this say, real fam? Even though the situation might look like it's the worst situation ever, all is good. And you know why? Because there's so much more great things happening in your life. And instead of you focusing on just one thing that is not going right, focus on the great things that are happening in your life. Recharge yourself, real fam, by focusing on the positive. And I also want you to now do a reality check. Ask yourself questions. Number one, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's the problem? What's bothering you? What's concerning you? What is troubling you at this very moment? Ask yourself that question. Because I think sometimes we are so trapped in our mind that we can't even analyze what's going on. You end up saying, "Oh, nothing is going right." You're all over the place. You can't even meditate in that one thing because your mind is just all over the place. So, what's wrong? What is that one thing that is happening in your life that is troubling you? What's the problem? Identify that problem and analyze that problem. Focus on that problem. I'm not saying entertain the problem, but discover what's wrong so that you can identify it and be able to deal with it the best way possible. All right. So once you've identified that, and I know you're probably saying, but there's no way that I'm unable to identify that something is not going right in my life. Real fam, let me tell you something. Recently, I got divorced. I found myself having to start all over again, having to start a life on my own. I left my marital home. I had to start all over. I had to start looking for an apartment, having to buy my car, having to just listen, focus on myself and do everything on my own. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but all I'm saying is that there was a twist or an adjustment that needed to be done. There was a transition that happened in my life. And then later on, 2 years or 3 years down the line, almost 3 years, or actually almost 2 years, I got news from um, my current employer saying that December I'll be my contract will be ending and it will not be renewed or be made permanent. There are reasons why they were saying that, and I'll try to touch a little bit on it. But what I'm trying to say, real fam, is that you could have experienced something earlier or a year ago or a few months ago, and you could be experiencing something now. And you find yourself in a situation where now everything is just affecting you at the same time. That's why I'm saying identify what the problem is. In this case, for me, what I had to identify was okay, I just got this news. Okay, what does this mean? This means that I need to now start looking for new employment. I need to start looking for new opportunities for myself. But I will not shy away from the fact that it hurt me, it worried me, it scared me a bit. I am human. I think about my future. I think about, listen, how I'm going to survive day to day, how I'm going to, you know, go by and all of that. And not in any way am I saying that I'm not trusting God. I know that God will never forsake me. He has never forsaken me. He has never left me dry out in the cold. Never. He has never done that. And I know for a fact that He will not do that. But I just also want you to get into that vulnerable state to say, Ish, you know what? I'm not okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel like you're not okay, you're not coping. It's okay to cry if you want to. Real time, I used to be this person who was the strongest. Like, whatever feeling I would get, instead of going through that emotion, if I feel like I just want to break down and cry, I will, put up the strong face and focus on solutions, what needs to be done. And unfortunately, that backfired because at some point I couldn't cope. I broke down and I felt like anxiety was kicking in. That's when I realized that if you're not okay, listen, entertain that feeling of not being okay. Cry if you have to, but don't stay there. Do not stay there. The big thing here, real fam, is for you not to stay there. You can be vulnerable as much as you can, but don't stay there because at the end of the day, you gotta get up and change things around. You gotta get up and do what God wants you to do. Because sometimes we find ourselves in situations and we think that God doesn't love us, but in actual fact, God is actually trying to tell us that, hey, I've been trying to show you how great you are, but you have been sleeping in the job, at the job. You've been sleeping on the job. You haven't been unlocking the blessings that I've given you. I have the keys right here. All you got to do is to go and take the keys and unlock. But often we relax. Often we don't listen to God, what God is saying, or we become comfortable with where we are. And maybe God is saying, hey, I've got something bigger awaiting for you. Stop focusing on that little piece of pie because I have a full pie, big pie awaiting for you. So, real fam, all I'm saying is that if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like, whew, oh, this is bad, this is hectic, things are not going my way, things are just not working out, God is not coming through for me. Just know that everything is happening for your good. Whatever season in your life, whatever season you're in, that season is there to teach you something. That season is there to unlock something. That season is there to remind you of something. You just have to be honest with yourself and just listen, analyze it. I cannot tell you. Only you can be realistic with yourself and say, Ish, marazvar. That's actually true. That is what I'm taking from this lesson. That is, this is what this situation was trying to tell me. Or this is what God was trying to tell me through this situation. The real fam, if you're on the edge of giving up, just remember that you didn't start to stop, but you started so that you can finish. If you started and you feel like it's too hard, just remember the goal. Remember why you started. And if you find yourself in situations where you get rejected or there are hiccups in your life, like what we just said now, you faced with challenges, your business is not going great, you got retrenched, you got rejected, you went to interviews, or you keep applying, nothing is happening, or you you tried to do something with your life or create something, start something, and it's not working out. Just remember that it might look bad, but it's all good because it's teaching you something at the end of the day. There is something that you learn and that you've taken from that. And whatever lesson you're going to take, you're not going to be the same person. The lesson that I took from the time I was married and me being on my own, when I analyzed, I realized that, God, you were telling me something. You were saying something to me. And that lesson, I will carry it with me. So, as we wrap up this video, the question is, what's the solution? I don't have the solution for you. What I'm going to say to you, real fam, is please don't overlook the blessings in your life. Just because one thing is not going right does not mean everything else is not going right. Please don't overlook all the blessings, all the positive in your life, because If you're going to focus on that one thing that is not going right, it means that you'll be blinded from being happy, being joyful, being grateful for all the other blessings around you. So just because you posted a video and one person commented negatively, or you posted a picture or whatever content on your socials, and one person commented badly, and you feel like, I'm gonna delete it. Ish, no, maybe I shouldn't have posted it. Remember all the positives that you got. Why is it that you were getting positive comments and you were like, thank you, I appreciate it, whatever the case may be. And then this one bad one comes, and then you, all of a sudden, you start doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Understand that God is trying to show you something. So I'm part of the Speak Life September transformation course, which is a 30-day course. And on our journals, there's this section that asks us there's this question: what do you think God is trying to say? What do you think God is trying to say? Maybe just reflecting on your week and maybe incidents that happened. You have to now write down what you think God was trying to tell you. So I'm gonna pose that question to you to say, whatever situation you might find yourself in right now, whatever that is not going right now, ask yourself this question: what is God trying to tell you? Figure out what God is trying to tell you, because there is no event that's just going to happen for no reason. God is trying to tell you something. So I just hope that you find it in you to look for that thing, to try and understand what God is trying to tell you. There's so much good that is happening in your life. There's so much good to focus on. So stop focusing on just the negative, because it's not going to take you anywhere. There's so much positive things that are happening in your life. So, in conclusion, the reason why my contract won't be renewed is because, well, according to my employers, right? So, according to my employers, the role that I'm serving in requires a degree. And I currently have a diploma in web and applications and certified in fundamentals of digital marketing, currently doing my BCom degree, right? In digital marketing. So I've been serving on that role, right? So I've been serving on that role, but unfortunately, according to the policies, you cannot be made permanent if you don't have the right qualifications. No matter how excelling I have been in the work that I've been doing, the policy is the policy. But let me tell you something, real fam. Where God wants to place me, He will place me. Where God wants me to shine, He will make sure that I shine. So, wherever God has placed you, remember that He has placed you there to shine for a reason, because He knows that you are capable and you are able. And no man can decide what God has in store for you, or decide your fate or your future. Only God can. So I'm going to leave you with an affirmation. I'll call it an affirmation verse from the Wisdom and Wellness Flourish box. There's the box at the back. Okay, I'm not supposed to look. So usually what I do, I will just shuffle, and select a random card. So there we go. What does it say? Let me read it for you. And now this three remains: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13, of course. Love conquers all. So that is the affirmation for the day that I'm leaving you with. Okay, real fam, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you took something out of that. And thank you for watching until this point. Hope that there's something positive that you took. Please comment and share with me what you thought about this video. What was your takeaway from this? Remember, this was not in any way to motivate you, but it was to help you awaken something great. With that said, real fam, thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate you. Remember to make today count. Okay?